Hart, thank you for coming today. And we don't mean to put you on the spot, but a lot of the budget discussion is framed around the shift of TSM to the Moody College and a lot of the unknowns. And so, is there any more information about that potential change and what it's going to look like?
Thank you. I have something to say. I realize that the editor of the Daily Texan thinks I've been goofing off for the last 3 months. But as a matter of fact, what I've been doing is doing what professors do all the time, which is studying things. I'm studying TSM's finances, its current business plan, its alternative business plans, and alternative administrative structures for TSM. And unlike Thursday's editorial, I am highly optimistic about our ability to turn around TSM finances and to do so in the relatively near term. The reasons for my optimism are 5. 1, we have wonderfully talented students who are passionate, dedicated, and put out high-quality media products. 2, we have a caring and committed staff at the Texas Student Media who need a helping hand. 3, the Moody College Communications is prepared to oversee TSM's operation to help it find a new path to success. 4, we have a president who believes deeply in TSM and who will, I believe, provide transitional funding to help us turn TSM around financially. And 5, we have dedicated alums who will provide significant philanthropic help once a new and viable business plan for TSM is put in place. So now what? I've crafted a plan for the president and hope to discuss it with him as soon as possible. It's going to be problematized by the fact that he's going to be in California next week, but I'm ready to talk to him. I'm not going to get into details today because it's a proposal to the president, but I'll give you a rough understanding of what the proposal is. I'm proposing to appoint a new assistant dean for media operations in the Moody College of Communication who will interface between me and TSM. 2, launch a search to fill the TSM director position and have that person on board by May or June at the latest of this year. 3, I would like to help the board re-examine the current operating trust to see how it might be streamlined and adapted to the realities of doing business in the 21st century. 4, I want to complete a comprehensive audit of TSM, its assets, its procedures, its personnel, prior to setting out any kind of new course. 5, examine all means of revenue production at TSM, determine which ones to keep, which to abandon, and which new methods to deploy. 6, engage consultants to advise us on new digital content strategies for Texas Student Media's various content categories. 7, identify all means of cross-production and cross-promotion among TSM entities, between TSM and other university entities, and between TSM and all appropriate non-university entities. 8, charge Moody College's 6-person development team with 3 tasks. 1, to give TSM a prominent, but not a dominant place in the development team's portfolio. 2, to build an annual fund capable of bringing in $300,000 a year in revenue annually. And C, to build a $10 million endowment for TSM, which will take, no doubt, several years, that will capably produce about $500,000 given the way we calculate yields here at the university. 9, I'm going to make an immediate request to the president for transitional funding. This is a request for a 3-year subvention to protect against further erosion of TSM's reserves. Secondly, this modest amount of money will be accompanied by ongoing steps to right-size the staff to ensure that income and expenditures stay balanced and do whatever it takes to maintain the highest possible level of TSM content. In return, Moody will have in place a viable business plan for the future by the fall of 2017, a plan that will put TSM on the road to success without the need for further presidential subvention. I have no conclusion to this report. I have only a new beginning. And I think we can do this working together.
King Hart, I guess I'll say thank you. It's incredibly welcome news.
Yet it does not alleviate us of responsibility at all.
We do have a responsibility, but going back to what I was speaking about a minute ago, this looming threat that TSM is suddenly going to go under, we're going to sell the projectors and microphones to our debtors, that's not really on the table at this point. That there's always going to be a TSTV and a KVRX and a Daily Texan and a Cactus and a Travesty, and that this kind of apocalyptic threat that we've been juggling for a while is much more much more imaginary than it was yesterday. So we also passed a budget today, but that is very welcome news. And I don't speak on behalf of the entire board, but I'm very excited to work with the Moody School and do whatever we can in the next few weeks to facilitate that transition. Does anyone else have any comments, or otherwise I keep talking? Do you want to motion the budget?
Well, I think that it absolutely changes how we look at the budget.
Right.
I applaud the dean for these 10 points. I think that clearly this is the stability that the Daily Texan and the other TSM entities need going forward. This is a major vote of confidence, and I think that it also allows this school to guarantee its students the learning opportunities that these media outlets were intended to provide. And I applaud you, Dean. I think that this is really well thought out. I'm glad you have been thinking and studying. A+.
Does anyone else have any more comments on the budget, or is there a motion to adopt the budget as currently been presented by Frank?
Well, I move that we adopt the budget as presented.
I second that motion.
And there's a part 2. And then I will, after that, then also move that we immediately start looking at what it would take to kind of renew our focus on digital, or amp up our focus on digital, and what it would take in the advertising department, and what it would provide in the advertising department if we're going to add the additional head that you previously discussed. Right, those are the 2 motions.
Yeah,
So I gotta do the 2.
I think a lot
Okay,
of that's
so
covered by agenda item
number
F,
1, I
actually.
move that we accept the current budget as proposed.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
All in favor of adopting the current budget?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
No.
Or,
There are
sorry,
no
all-
opportunities
sorry,
for
all
nay?
opposed?
Maybe there may be an
All opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously.
Okay, so second.